Hey folks, Patrick Cooper here with another Three Songs Thursday series. Thanks for tuning in. This first song was written by a friend of mine, David Egan. I met David in the 4th grade at Riverside Elementary School in Shreveport, Louisiana. And then we became closer in junior high and then kind of lost touch for a while as things happened. And he went on to pursue a life as a professional musician at a very, very early age. And eventually did really well, especially as a songwriter. And luckily I was able to reconnect with David around 2009, 2010 when I was still in California. And he had moved to Lafayette by then. He had lived in Nashville for a while, things like that, pursuing different music projects, but he had settled down in Nashville, got married and had a child, and was still playing in music and writing songs. And anyway, we reconnected, and then later when I moved to New Orleans, I got to see David a few times. Sadly, David did pass 5 years ago today. But he was a great guy and a really good musician. He wrote songs that were recorded by people like Joe Cocker, Irma Thomas, Marcia Ball, Solomon Burke. So he had quite a lot of success as a songwriter. He co-wrote quite a few songs with Buddy Flett, a great Shreveport blues man that I know as well. Anyway, so in honor of David, I'm going to do one of my favorite songs of his, a song called Spoon Bread. Pass me down that spoon bread, baby. You ain't eating like you know you should. Got a little peas, got a little gravy. Pass me down that spoon now, baby. It ain't money, but it sure tastes good. I got out of the Sabine River, turned around and round. Caught my death, it made me shiver. I started walking from the Sabine River, turned around, up around. Kick a little stone, walking on home. Sing a little song that's mine, all mine. Got no call to make me roam. Miles to go, headed on home. Get a little number that's mine, mine, all mine. I ain't ever gonna leave Louisiana my home, my home. The freeze ain't hot, the heat don't matter. Raise a glass to sweet Louisiana, my home, my sweet home. I ain't ever gonna leave my baby. She's 2 parts mean, but she's mine, all mine. Ain't no doubt I would've gone crazy if I hadn't never found you, baby. Rockin' little Rhonda, you're mine, mine, all mine. So pass me down that spoon bread, baby. You ain't eating like you know you should. Got a little peas, got a little gravy. Pass me down that spoon now, baby. It ain't money, but it sure tastes good. So pass me down that spoon bread, baby. It ain't money, but it sure tastes good. Great song called Spoon Bread. For those of you who don't know, spoon bread is a dish. It's like cornbread, but it is much more moist and almost like a pudding. But it reminds me of cornbread, but the consistency is different. And it's technically, I don't think a bread is kind of more like a pudding. You can even eat it with a spoon. So there you go, spoon bread. If it's done right, it's really good. Anyway, a great one from the great David Egan. That song is on an album called Promised Land by a band called Little Band of Gold that David was in. It's kind of hard to find. I have a CD of it, but if you look it up online, there's a chance you can find it. And then Dave had some of his own CDs with his own band called 20 Years of Trouble. So you can look that up as well. And you won't go wrong if you listen to David Egan music. Anyway, this next one was written by Bob Merrick and myself. Written from a perspective as one grows older. The song is called Differently Now. I see things differently now, with the same eyes, with the same mind, windows without blinds, time and tune and no rhyme. I work for different reasons now, with the same hands, with the same caressing. Fortune is a blessing, success is lessening. Differently now is night and day. Differently now is might and May. Differently now and then. Differently how and when. I was inspired by a friend to keep on and on, from east to west, from worst to best, to complete the quest. Differently now is night and day. Differently now is might and May. Differently now and then. Differently how and when. I've got more ahead of me now. It's time to see things differently. It will be so fine. Love will come on time, so differently and mine. Differently now is night and day. Differently now is might and May. Differently now and then. Differently how and when. Differently now and then. Differently how and when. Song written by Bob Merrick and myself, called Differently Now. This last song is a song by one of my favorite bands, and they were just known as The Band. This particular song, I don't hear covered a lot, which is the reason why I like to do it. I'm sure some do, but I don't hear it a lot, especially by solo artists. The song is called Stage Fright. It was sung by Rick Danko. The thing about the band that I always thought was cool is they had three really, really good singers, and with distinctive voices. Rick Danko, who played bass, had this beautiful voice that almost sounded like he was on the verge of crying all the time. Richard Manuel, keyboardist, he could have a really gritty voice, but he could also sing in a beautiful falsetto. And of course, the legendary Levon Helm, the drummer, who had that deep Arkansas voice that just cut through everything and just sounded like he came down from a mountain or something. So anyway, this song, Stage Fright, was actually sung by Rick. This was where he got to show his stuff off. Oh, first I guess we'll do the t-shirt. Speaking of the band, this is a friend of mine who designed this shirt and made it. And he sells them at Venice Beach. You've seen me wear some of his stuff before. His name is Patrick Liberty, and Patrick was also a huge fan of the band and is a singer-songwriter himself. And he's still got his store. He's hanging in there, but of course without people traveling as much, it's been difficult. So if you find yourself out that way in LA, go to Venice Beach, and it's called Venice Liberty is the name of his store. So anyway, finish off with this one from the band. While deep in the heart of a lonely kid, suffered so much for what he did, and gave this plowboy his fortune and fame. Since that day he ain't been the same. See the man with the stage fright, just standing up there giving all his might. He got caught in the spotlight. When you get to the end, he wants to start all over again. I've got firewater right on my breath. Doctor warned me I might catch my death. Said you can make it in your disguise. Just never show the fear that's in your eyes. See the man with the stage fright, just standing up there giving all his might. He got caught in the spotlight. When we get to the end, he wants to start all over again. When he says that he's afraid, won't you take him at his word? For the price that the poor boys pay, he gets to sing just like a bird, tweet, 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 tweet. Rouse sweating and your mouth gets dry. Fancy people go on drifting by. Moment of truth is right at hand. Just one more nightmare you can stand. See the man with the stage fright, just standing up there giving all his might. He got caught in the spotlight. When we get to the end, wants to start all over again. Please don't make him stop. Let him take it from the top. You'll start all over again. One from a band just called The Band. Thanks so much for listening. I might say what I love about this song is it really does capture the continuous conflict, I think, between performers, whether they're musicians, actors, poets, is that you're scared to death a lot of times to get up there and do what you want to do and what you feel like you need to do. And then when you're finished, you say, wow, that was great. Can we do it again? And I think it just expresses that conflict that happens a lot of times. And that's another thing I love about the song. So thanks again so much. Patrick Cooper here with the 3 Songs Thursday series in the somewhat overcast sunny room here in New Orleans, Louisiana. You guys take care. Bye-bye.